Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
Good morning. Wake your ass up.
It's the Man Cave Morning Show.
All right.
We in the building. It is Tuesday,
It's
my
the
brother.
Man Cave Morning Show.
It is Tuesday. Salute to everybody on the check-in, man.
It's the Man Cave Morning
It's
Show.
the Man Cave Damn Morning Show. We got some things to talk about today. But first, let me introduce my partner in crime here. The dude that gets a little rude. We call him what?
Deacon Woo. Let's get it. Wakanda forever. Testosterone
Deacon
all day,
Woo-Woo.
every day.
Deacon Woo-Woo, the dude that gets a little rude, especially when he's in a bad damn mood. No doubt, man. And luck.
You strumpets.
See? Starting already.
First thing out the gate.
I'm just humbly stormed on the general salute.
Keep out of Washington extraordinaire.
At your service, man. We're going to talk about some things today.
Indeed.
Now, first and foremost, shout out to everybody watching us live right now on YouTube.
Bang.
Salute to everybody watching us live right now on Twitter and Periscope.
Bang.
Shout out to everybody watching us live on the mother site, WBKS1.com.
Bang, bang.
Salute to everybody listening to us live on that TuneIn app.
Bang.
Shout out to everybody watching us live on Ustream.
Bang.
And shout out to everybody watching us live on my Facebook. Salute to you all. Let's clap it up for y'all. Much love, one love. Let me get some good morning. Welcome. Shout out to Stephanie Ivy on the check-in. Linda Johnson on the check-in. Shout out to Donna Sneed. Mark Allen. Salute to Dorothy Bolton. A. Shout out to Phyllis Woodbury on the check-in. Ricky Self Franklin on the check-in. Yes. Anthony Williams on the check-in. Shout out to Terrence Bellamy. Salute to Jay Gray. Julius Gray on the check-in. Patricia Shell Gibbons. Good morning, sis. Shout out to Paul Joseph Williams on the check-in. What's up, Paul? And shout out to Ramona Woods Black on the check-in. Salute to you all as you check in. And let's get it popping.
Let's do that, sir. Why don't we?
No doubt. Let's clap it up. The Man Cave Morning Show. We are here. Now look, let's give y'all that call-in number early. The call-in number is 646-233-1302. You already know what it is. Man Cave Morning Show, WBKS1.com. And we are in effect. Yes, we're going to talk about some things today. So, 2 topics today as we turn this down. 2 topics today, right? One of them is let go. And let God. Stop chasing what doesn't want to be chased.
Wow.
Clap that up.
I can't even be silly on that one.
And
so serious this morning.
And 2 is getting back what you've lost. Think about that. That can go into a relationship. We could be talking about that. Or business, career, skill, your passion for something. We're going to talk about getting back what you've lost. Shout out to Denise Sparrow on the check-in.
Sparrow?
Dewana. Hey, Dewana. Randolph on the check-in. Shout out to saw some other names. Glenn. Corky. What's good on the check-in? Man Cave Morning Show. So we're gonna be talking about these things, but first and foremost, who always hits me with the news, man.
Okay.
Yep, this brother always doing his research and everything.
We trying.
One of the things, hold up. I gotta get real crazy with y'all.
What's up?
So I'm watching the news.
Okay.
And I'm flipping, and they said there's a new STD out.
Oh.
Bruh.
Why?
A new
sir,
STD.
Why?
I kid you not. And I was like, what? and I did some research on it. I'm like, yo, this is. It's getting to the. If you want to have sex, you got to wear a condom from your feet to your head, bro. And real talk. Here go right condoms. Here. All right, this rare STD can rot your genitals away.
Okay.
This rare STD can rot your genitals away.
General, why?
Bruh.
Why?
People need to know.
What are you doing, bro?
From New York Post.
What are you doing?
The New York Post.
We don't got to cover every story, bro.
It's on NBC News.
Oh.
It's on CBS. Bruh. So, here it is.
Watch your pee-pee.
Here it is. Straight from, and this is real news, no fake news.
There's a nasty sexually transmitted disease that can cause your genitals to rot away, but you probably haven't heard of it. The super rare bug, Dovanosis, is usually found in tropical countries and some regions of the Americas and South Africa.
And let's go a little deeper. Let's go a little deeper. Let me fix this shot for y'all. Let me get the.
Those unlucky. Okay, there's a. Where we at?
There we go.
Those unlucky enough to catch the bug will develop nasty ulcers, you know where, which, if left untreated, can continue to spread and eventually cause the flesh in the groin to rot away. Ugh. It can also lead to a whole host of other grim side effects, including permanent genital damage and scarring, loss of skin color, and irreversible genital swelling due to scarring.
Yo, all right. So, with that being said,
man,
all right, let's talk about the Caribbean and some of you fellas that be dipping the DR.
Come on, bro.
Doing some things you shouldn't be doing. Doing some things you shouldn't be doing, going on vacation, whatever.
It's the woman show, bruh.
Without the woman,
bruh.
I gotta defend.
How you blowing spots up,
I'm
bruh?
just saying. Some of you be taking
clear
vacations.
Violation of man code. Flag on the play, son.
Guys trip. Guys trip.
Bruh.
Be careful. Be careful out there. I'm telling you, it's real out there, man.
I'm a square.
You think this is a man-made disease?
Listen to me, bruh. Of course, it's the man. It's from Jakob the Big Head. I'm a square.
I think a woman made that disease, bro. I think a woman scientist. I don't think y'all can do with it. I think a woman scientist came up with this one. Nah, but real talk. Real talk. Be careful. Nah, you taking these trips and you going over here, you doing your dirt.
Hold on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? These islands and everything. Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Listen.
Protect yourself.
You an L7, never did no wrong to nobody. Your postman, your henpeck, wife screaming at you, yelling at you. You save your quarters, your nickels, and your dimes, General. Huh? You want to do a little something strange for a little piece of change. First time in your life going down to DR with my boys. Ain't nobody got to know but me and God.
Yeah, all right.
I stick it in, my ding-a-ling fall off. My ding-a-ling burn out.
Listen,
come on, fam. That's not justice, bro.
Real talk.
Come on, bro.
Real talk.
Come on, bro.
I'm serious. Protect yourself out there. Be careful out there, bro.
My
Think
God.
twice. You know what? Let me tell you something.
What, bro?
I'm saying this before I was married, but even when I was like dating people and with people, before I even thought about it, once the thought popped into my head, I always think about the consequences. And if you start thinking about the consequences more, right? If you start thinking about the consequences to your actions more,
Cave show. What are you talking about,
bro? I'm keeping it 100. Think about it. If you start thinking about the consequences more before you do your dirty actions
with the ladies, is that what it is?
No, I don't need no brownie points. Bro, I'm married already.
I know. Squale, help me out here, bruh.
I'm just saying, brothers, think about the consequences to your actions. All right, if you want to keep your genitals, that's all I'm saying. Now,
you saying if I go give me a little piece of change, my pee-pee gonna burn off?
No, I'm just saying, bro. Think before you act.
Oh my God.
You know, and me, you know what? I'm the type of dude that I really do think like, even if I'm thinking about doing some dirt or something, something I shouldn't be doing. And again, this before I get married, I always be like, what is the consequences? Is it worth me? One, losing the person that I'm with. Two, catching something when my thing fall off. All right?
Right.
Or three, having the person that I love just never talk to me again, and never speak to me again. I think about all these things, bro.
Let me tell you how it really go down. The hoes of the world, men and women that sleep with everybody, nothing never happens to them. They roll, God bless them, nobody bothers them. It be the square like me. Never did nothing wrong in his life. Like, you know what? I'm on BKS1. I'm on Hollywood. Come on, Norm. Let's go.
Bruh.
The one time.
That's all it takes. Once.
I stick my ding-a-ling and blow up. When hoes walk the earth unscathed.
At least have enough respect.
There's no justice in the world,
At least have enough respect. If you're going to do your little grimy dirt, that's all I'm saying. Cover up.
Listen, grimy dirt.
Cover up, bro.
Oh. Flag on
it's
the
real
play.
out here. No, for real.
Clear man code violation.
We joking, but they got real things out here. All
what
right.
happens in South America stays in South America.
Moving on.
All right.
Moving on.
Okay.
So, yesterday we talked about the dude from the Madden killer. That's what I'm gonna call him. The Madden shooter.
I'm listening.
The gamer that went buck wild and started shooting up the mall and whatever like that. Because he lost, he got kicked out of the competition or whatever the case may be. So now they find out some new facts on dude.
Of course they did.
So they find out some new facts on dude and everything. And here's some of the facts that they found out.
The gamer who opened fire at a Madden video game tournament in Florida, killing 2, had previously been hospitalized for mental illness. It was revealed Monday.
Okay. And
David Katz, who gunned down 2 high-profile players after losing in the tournament and then committed suicide, was twice hospitalized in psychiatric facilities and have been prescribed medication for mental disorders, according to court records obtained by the Associated Press.
Now, some of the craziness. All right, here's some of the craziness right here.
Okay.
What I heard, he applied for guns, and he got them. They forgot to do a background check on his mental health.
A white round check is what you mean. But go ahead, bro.
Yes.
Keep pushing.
Yes.
Keep
so
pushing.
no, I'm just saying. So there you go. Once again, lives were lost because someone forgot to do their damn due diligence. All right. Someone forgot to check to see if the boy was cuckoo, basically.
Okay.
They forgot to check all of that. And see, here's the thing. When you're going out there getting these firearms and everything, everybo's saying it's so easy now. You can get them online. You can go to any gun shop, whatever. Fill out your little application. Boom, you get your approval. Because what's the whole? They trying to sell guns.
Right.
They're trying to sell guns and make money. So they're going to look over a fact that dude had a mental health record, this long, a rap sheet this long when it came to whatever. They're going to look over all of that to what? Sell a gun for $500,000, $1,500.
General, all joking aside, I thought the whole purpose of a background check was so that if you are mentally ill, it gets flagged. So what's the point of the background check then?
Well,
and I'm for background checks. Like, isn't that the reason you flag and say, no, don't give this white boy no gun? Like, what?
Yep.
I don't.
Yep. Shout out to Paul Joseph Williams said, people going to F around where Michelin and Goodyear are going to get them into the condom game. Get
the steel belted
condom. The XXL steel belted condom. He's stupid. Pilot, he said,
it's hard out here.
My ding ding fall off. I can't. DeWanda said, ew. Julius Gray said, can't just go out and enjoy yourself. Women and men are going to have to present notarized paperwork and medical records before having sex. Exactly.
I'm glad I'm getting old and I'm gonna die when
Linda
that
Johnson said, oh my God, the pictures are awful online. The pictures are awful online.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's
Julius Gray. Then shouldn't the person that forgot to check the background be complicit in the shooting as well? I'm rocking with you on that.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Bird Johnson on checking. Yeah, I'm with him on that. They should be held accountable too.
I mean, again, for the million, what is the point of having a background check if someone's mentally ill and you can't get a gun?
No doubt.
You don't have to go there. I found something online about the Jacksonville shooting.
Okay.
Relax, Norm. I got this. If the shooter was Hispanic, build a wall. If he was Arab, ban that Muslim. If he were black, BLM are terrorists. If he's white, we need to ask ourselves, how are we as a society failing these poor troubled young men, and what kind of movies and video games and music are we making? Bang, 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 bang. Wow. All right, back to your regularly scheduled racism.
Nah, but you know what? That's true.
Bruh.
That's true.
You can miss me with this. He's mentally... Look, if I'm black, I'm a criminal. Straight up, going to jail, tasing me, helicopter. Ain't no back.
That will.
Yeah, you what, bro? What?
He was going through something. He was going through something, okay? Have a little compassion.
Do we ever get to go through something, or we just get a bullet to the back of the skull? Like,
he was dealing his parents divorced.
Every time a white boy commits a crime,
his parents divorced.
So what? My parents divorced too. What? Every time a white guy
going through something. Though, all right.
When he black, they got a picture of him up, looking like a monster. He's a thug. He's a terrorist.
Moving on.
Build walls up against these people.
They finally okay. So there's a situation. I'll read more of the story and everything, but let me find out how old she was first of all.
Oh,
yes,
Jacob's daughter.
Yes.
Let's get it.
White former college student sentenced to a year in jail after lying about being raped by black athletes. Okay, so 1 year in jail is all a white woman will be receiving after being raped by 2 black athletes. Nikki Avino, 20 years old, rolled her eyes several times during her sentencing in a Connecticut Bridgeport Superior Court. All right, and this was Thursday, August 23rd. All right, for lying about being raped by 2 black athletes. It was found that Jovino, a former student at Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, actually had consensual sex with the 2 football players back in 2016. The incident reportedly happened in a bathroom during a party. So now, I got the clip. Want me to run the clip?
Please do.
Here go the clip.
Please do.
You're in jail for telling a lie.
We're going to reset it.
That's not the clip.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here you go.
There we go.
Their reputation in tatters. She pursed her lips. She rolled her eyes. But Nikki Avino's body language couldn't change the outcome. A year in jail for telling a lie that cost 2 young men their college careers.
My life has been altered and shaped in ways that nobody here could have imagined.
Malik St. Hilaire was never arrested, but Jovino claimed he and another student raped her while all 3 attended Sacred Heart University in 2016. Instead, it was the Long Island native who was charged. Their reputation in tatters. She pursed her lips. She rolled her eyes, but Nikki Avino's body language couldn't change the outcome. A year in jail for telling a lie that cost 2 young men their college careers.
My life has been altered and shaped in ways that nobody here could have imagined.
Malik St. Hilaire was never arrested, but Jovino claimed he and another student raped her while all 3 attended Sacred Heart University in 2016. Instead, it was the Long Island native who was charged. Their reputation in tatters. She pursed her lips.
Come back to this.
Wow.
All I'm saying is you got 2 young boys.
Go ahead, bro.
Whose reputation is ruined forever. They're always going to be associated with raping someone that they didn't rape, right? No matter where they go, what job they're trying to get, what school they're trying to get into, whatever. Google is a monster.
Yes.
Once their names are Google or whatever, they're going to be associated with something that they didn't do. So we all know, just on public perception, whether you did something or not, whether you found innocent or not,
that stigma.
People will always associate you with that stigma, and that's going to follow you for the rest of your damn life. She got 1 year.
You know what? Let me tap my cap to the spirit of Emmett Till.
Do you think that?
Absolutely, that's ridiculous. But
Okay.
I am actually shocked that she got any time at all. because this happens across the nation with college campuses.
You shocked?
I'm shocked that she got any time. Right? Do I think a year is enough time? Of course not. But the fact that she got time at all, listen, it's going down like this on these college campuses. And when my son went to college, I definitely warned him about that fact. Because listen, let's be 100%. And I'm trying to be respectful when I'm having this conversation. Young black man, some alcohol, young white woman, they have sex. Dog. That can ruin your entire universe, bruh. And it has been done, right? And even before that, we know what happened to Emmett Till. Back in the day, a white woman points you out, you're finished. In the workplace today, in the workplace today, you a brother, you on your job, white lady say something, you're done. So the fact that it's starting to turn slightly, it's not enough of a turn, but I will be remiss if I did not talk about how historically we've been targeted by this type of violence. They lynch us and pull our genitals off and burns at the stake. Why? Because a lady lied about something happening. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, I'm just saying, I'm feeling you on that. Let's read some of the comments. Shout out to Linda Johnson. Linda said she kept on changing her story in fear of a third student losing romantic interest in her.
Wow.
Dorothy Bolton says she should be sentenced the time they would have received for lying.
I completely 1000% agree.
Whoa, yeah, I agree.
I agree with that.
10,000%.
So that a message can be sent.
Yeah. Danielle Spencer said, how did they find out she lied?
That's a good question. I don't know. Most time they just believe the lady, and it is what it is.
Maybe his stories got conflicted. You know.
Her stories was changing.
Yeah. And then Demetrius said, there's that white loophole again.
Absolutely, 1000%. Now, for all of you that are getting uncomfortable, do I know that they're children, that they're kids, and that they make mistakes? Absolutely. But for me not to address the racial component,
right?
Look, remember there was like a baseball team, a black team that they accused of raping these white women, and it turned out it was all a lie and their life was ruined. This happens over and over and over again. So hopefully the tide is beginning to turn so that people can take responsibility, right? Because listen, we are an endangered species. Somebody say something against a black man, bruh, ain't nobody believing you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got to be careful out there, please.
No doubt.
All right.
Yo, real quick before we, go into the topics and everything.
Okay.
They always report, you know what I'm saying? You never hear stories about, rappers doing something good, people in the music industry doing something good for people, whatever. You always hear the negative, right? Soon as a rapper mess up or get locked up or whatever, boom, the story's all over the news, right? So why is it that I have to dig and search to find out some good news that, the rap industry, these rappers, these musicians are doing, these artists are doing? So shout out to and let me get this dude, okay, Slim Thug.
All
right, and I'm not even a fan of his, but Slim Thug giving away a home to a family affected by Hurricane Harvey.
Wow.
So shout out, let's clap it up for Slim Thug.
Wow.
All right, so that's one beautiful thing right there. And then you got Beyonce and Jay-Z. They will award over $1 million in scholarships to 11 lucky high school seniors. All right, so more of this needs to be reported.
As critical as I am of these entertainers, as much as I've been, respect to Slim Thug and Beyonce. Salute for taking accountability and responsibility for the community and giving back. All love, respect. I'm not even a Slim Thug fan, but that right there is what's I might have to start copying some albums, yo.
Me either.
For real.
I may play him on the site.
Yeah, real talk. I might gotta start giving him some airplay, bro. I love to see stuff like that, bro.
Now, tell me, what's this here, man? What happened with your boy? What's up with your boy? What's up with your boy Don and Mr. Woods?
Tiger Woods explains why he respects Donald Trump as president and maintains their friendship. Whew.
Talk to me about that, bro.
Basically, what happened is they began to question Tiger about the immigration policy where they're separating children from there and deporting them and everything else. And this is what Tiger said. At times, especially 2018, I think a lot of people, especially immigrants, are threatened by him and his policy. What do you say to people who might find it interesting that you have a friendly relationship with him?
Well, and Tiger said,
well, he's the president of the United States, Woods replied. You have to respect his office, no matter who he is in office. What is it? No matter who he is, the office you may not dislike personally, or the politics, but we all must respect the office. Well, I've known Donald for a number of years, Wood said. We've played golf together. We've had dinner together. I've known him pre-presidency and obviously during his presidency. Bruh, you get no pass. You get no pass.
No love?
Bruh. I was listening to NPR earlier this morning, and we're discussing that there are like 500 kids who were separated from their parents, and their parents were deported. Now the United States government can't find their parents, so they're just here. 3 years old, 4 years old, infants, 6 years old, 7 years old, and then the United States government's like, oh, well. So for you not to take a stand on that, I mean, I don't know. If he could have said he's my friend, but I disagree with this and that, because we all know what the question was about.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
I would have personally disowned a guy, but for you not to have the courage to speak out on behalf of those kids, bruh.
You done with Tiger?
Bruh, I kind of been done with him, actually.
Really?
Yeah. That statement right there, bro.
He was our hero at one time.
I love Tiger. I don't give a damn about golf. I used to rep him all the time, but
you know what we do as a people, though? Let's be honest. We're quick to dismiss somebody, bro.
You're dismissed. You're voted off the island.
As soon as they do something that we don't like, we can love them to death. But that's our hero. The first black golfer to win this and to win that. We was like, Rod Tiger. We used to watch all the matches.
I did.
Tiger got a lot of African Americans in the golf.
Tiger Woods.
A lot of African Americans in the golf. As soon as he
got a lot of white women in his pants too.
Married a white woman. He had a problem with it.
Okay.
Right?
Now, yeah, we did. I had a problem with that.
Donald Trump's boy, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He walking the thin line.
Here's my thing.
We quickly disown people.
Marry who you want to, right? I don't even care about that. But just have, some kids with a black woman too. That's all I'm saying. So she get a little money on the side, whatever. That's all I'm talking about. All joking aside.
Disrespectful.
All joking aside. I love Tiger. And like a lot of things that we cover on the show, when a person makes a misstep, you know what I'm saying, I come down pretty hard on them. But all joking aside, this is a very, very serious issue. There are children that have been separated. I think that is an deplorable, inhumane act. So you got to say something about that. You dig what I'm saying? No. I'm saying I ain't gonna write Tiger off.
You stupid.
But come on, man. You got to do better than that, Pam. Come on, dog.
Crazy thing is, phone lines are open. I'm sorry we missed the call. You can call back in
646-233-1302.
No doubt.
Right.
So yesterday, right, we was talking about rejection. Right?
Yeah.
And how to handle rejection. Yeah. Shout out to Pie Lady, right?
Of course.
She was listening to yesterday's show.
Pie Lady the Contrarian.
She tagged me in our article and everything.
Pie Lady the Contrarian.
It's crazy. We was talking about how to handle rejection and people that don't know how to handle it, and maybe there should be some type of training.
And telling funny stories about how we were rejected and how crazy we acted.
Yeah, maybe there should be some type of training on how to cope with rejection. And then we get hit with this story.
All
right. So now, 14-year-old stabs fellow student because she only liked him as a friend. 14-year-old stabs fellow student because she only liked him as a friend. Now, I want y'all to listen to this clip. It's an audio clip. This is basically, I think, the lieutenant or the sheriff or whatever talking about the incident and what happened.
Okay.
All right. So, again, this is another incident where rejection, played the role of something horrific.
Okay.
All right. So, here's the clip from the officer.
All right.
Yesterday afternoon, I went and filed charges with the DA in reference to assault and battery with a sharp or dangerous weapon with the intent to injure. They have a plan of what they want to do, but ultimately it's up to the judge of where they want this to go. Speaking with the school administration, they said both kids had, normal run-ins with the teachers. Some minor infractions in reference to respect issues. Speaking with the victim, who she came to the office. She is now out of the hospital. She had not a negative thing to say about him. That there was one point where he approached her in reference to, to try to have some type of relationship, to where she said she wasn't interested in it. That there were times where he would try to slip notes in her locker, and she said, she liked him as a friend, not anything more. On August 16th, she said when she had no idea that he was holding any type of ill will towards her, so she was totally shocked that he would do this to her. I also asked about bullying, if he ever bullied her or if she ever bullied him. She said he never approached her that way. To her, they were friends, and that was it. Yesterday afternoon, I went and filed charges.
The crazy thing about that, right, is she never saw it coming.
Okay.
She never saw it coming. According to her, she rejected him, just said, I just want to be friends. She wasn't interested in him in that kind of way. And he catches her in the auditorium and stabs her 11 times. 11 times.
Is this kid mentally ill? Like, what's the drill with this, bro?
Rejection. I said it yesterday.
Oh, my God.
Everybody can't cope with rejection. This is something that needs to be taught early on, bro. Early on in the schools. I know how we was raised. I know we was raised to suck it up and all this, but I'm saying that's a different era that we live in. It's a different era that we live in. You're going to see more of these incidents like this if you don't teach kids how to deal with rejection and failure. These two things, you have to teach them how to cope with it. Parents and the teachers and the school system, both need to work together in teaching them how to cope with failure and rejection.
Whatever happened to crying or gossiping about a chick, or I don't like you and you stink, and to go from having feelings of rejection to physically putting it into action to stab another human being? Like the lack of empathy for another person is, I think, you're bereft of human. I don't even know what to do with that. Like, so I'm gonna have to agree with you. Obviously, times have really changed in this country when we resort to violence, but we do live in a very violent society. So this idea that I can't delay gratification, or that because I'm disappointed you're gonna have to suffer. See, that's a larger issue. That's a real narcissistic point of view. So now, to go further along with it, let's say they got into a relationship and she disappointed him. What's he gonna stab her when she don't do what he says? Like, what the hell is going? Look, stop this train. I need to get off. Like, I'm gonna have to agree with you now today. I was kind of on the fence yesterday because I was like, kids will be kids, but you're right. There's got to be some counseling, and we really have to start slowing down and see what the hell is going on with our children. I know we spend a lot of time trying to earn money, trying to work 2, 3, and 4 jobs. Man, we got to start talking to our kids.
No doubt. Shout out to Lucretia. Linus Roy. She said lots of people don't or refuse to accept rejection because they want it their way.
Straight crazy.
Straight crazy.
They really do need medical help.
Danielle Spencer said these kids are being babied too much. Wow. They aren't being taught proper coping skills. Lock them up. He will be the same one who shoots up a gaming room because he didn't win a game.
Wow. Hey, caller.
Wow.
404.
Call it. Okay, we got a call. Caller from the 404. State your name, where you calling from. You're on the Man Cave Morning Show.
Good morning. It's me, Demetria from Atlanta. How y'all doing?
Hey, right. Demetria ATL. What's good?
It's good. I was calling in regards to this. Oh, Jesus, I don't know where to start. Well, I mean, the little boy that stabbed the girl 11 times for rejection.
Wow.
Yeah, that's deep. But, I mean, I don't even think this stuff, I mean, that's extreme. I don't think it just starts with that. I think that could have added to it.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought. I had a whole list of stuff I was going to say.
It happens.
You're saying that he was troubled probably before the rejection, right, D? He was probably troubled before he got that so-called rejection, correct?
Yeah. Well, I can't with you, Woo. I can't with you. Stop, please.
What's that?
Because I was calling to be serious, and I was calling about speaking on the issue of mental illness.
Right.
Because I have a 10-year-old daughter.
Okay.
We black.
Go ahead.
Okay. And I'm saying it.
Go ahead.
And she has something that's called disruptive mood disorder. She also suffers from anxiety, childhood depression.
Yes.
Which I don't know where this shit comes from. Just know I don't know nothing about it. But these are the issues that she has. And I mean, at 10 years old, her self-esteem is greatly affected by air sometimes. Seriously, by air. I mean, the wind blow raw, and she goes, "Oh," and I'm like,
right.
But I mean, for me, a lot of this stuff starts at home because, like, Wu made a comment earlier. Parents are out busy working, trying to get this lifestyle, and they don't really know what's going on with their kids on the inside because they don't have time to talk because they're working. And I mean, the beauty for me is I'm a stay-at-home mom. By the grace of God.
Right.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. But this is not an easy thing. My daughter started exhibiting signs when she was 2 years old. 2.
Okay.
Years old. But the thing is, it has to be a balance, and if it goes unchecked for all these years, and then you go into school, and then these kids are being babied, they're not, I mean, for God's sake, they're giving these kids participation.
Well, you know what?
Dude, you lose.
Right. You lose, I win.
They're not giving these kids proper coping skills in the home. They're babying every little thing they do. So then when you get a situation like this where he be like, "Oh, boo, you cute, but I like you as a friend." Die, bitch, die. I mean, that's what you get.
Right. Let's go back to what you said earlier about what your daughter from disruptive mood dysregulation disorder, right?
She had. Yeah, disruptive mood dysregulation
disorder. Now, some of the symptoms to that, because a lot of people, may be dealing with stuff with their children and don't even know that this is what they're dealing with. So, some of the symptoms.
Okay, well, basically, I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of feedback, and I turned this show off, and I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry, y'all.
Just hold tight, real second. I just want to run some of the symptoms down. And did you notice some of these symptoms that I'm reading off right now? So they said one of the symptoms is severe temper outbursts at least 3 times a week.
At least 3 times a day. 3 times a week a day.
Wow. Sad, irritable, or angry mood almost every day.
Yes. And let me explain something. When they say mood outburst, it ain't just like a mood outburst. I mean, like, it's not to the point where you know how you have the little child that lays down and go, and kick their feet. Like, my daughter at 2 years old was slamming herself into walls. All because of, and it wasn't even like a just straight out, no, you're like, well, wait a minute, baby, let's just wait a second and we'll do this. And mommy, especially during the time when I was pregnant with her brother and I wasn't able to get up and go and run like I used to, when it was just me and her. And I mean, the tension would be so bad she would slam herself against the wall at 2 years old.
Wow.
And when they say sad mood per day, it's like, they could be like, yay, play in 1 minute and just like, womp the next. Like, yeah, so that's, I noticed all of that.
So what's some of the treatment? What did the doctors or whoever you took her to say, will help her with that?
Well, I mean, one, she had to have a mood regulator, which is a pill. She takes 300 milligrams of Charliptal twice a day, which is 600 milligrams at her 10 years of age.
Okay.
She started off on 100 milligrams per day when she was 6 years old.
Right. Now let me ask you: is the medication that she takes is that supposed to boost her serotonin levels?
Well, actually, what it does is even her out because it's not necessarily a low serotonin or a high. It's not like a low melatonin or a high serotonin.
Right.
It's an imbalance of them both, and it causes the emotion to just flood. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. Like if somebody said if Wu came in and said, Norm, that hat blew. And if you had this disorder and you weren't medicated, that would literally hurt your feelings to the point where you felt sometimes anger toward him, even though it wasn't meant that way.
I do all the time. Nah. But no. See, I'm glad you're talking about this, because I'm telling you, some parents is walking around with kids that act out in crazy ways, and they just think they just being a kid, like a spoiled brat or a kid, and they actually dealing with something serious.
But believe it or not, that's what I got. I got that from the time I noticed that something wasn't quite right with my daughter. She's just a kid being a kid, and I want to say something without getting beat up.
Okay.
Is that possible to say something without getting beat up?
Of course.
Go ahead.
I would like to put this out here. I want white people to stop using mental health as an excuse, and I would like for black people to stop acting like it just started existing.
Okay. Let me. This is such a wonderful and profitable conversation. So let me go ahead and roll the tape back. For me, okay. First of all, you can tell that D is connected to her children,
right,
and connected to their moods.
Absolutely.
Now, when I was coming up, you were coming up. That was just child behavior. So maybe when I was coming up, you just get slapped and sent. I'm keeping it 100.
Right.
You just get slapped and sent to you. Boy, what so now
shut up.
When I'm hearing these symptoms, I think about getting slapped up in church and slapped up at the McDonald's and be quiet, because mental illness was just something that we never ever addressed, because we had so much other hell and misery that we were dealing with, and it was a sign of weakness, right? So I want to commend for being in tune enough to her children, because guess what? I'm gonna say something that I'm not proud of. If I'm married, this happened to me. There was something going on with my son. I was like, and my wife brought it to my attention. Man up, nigga. She's like, no, there is a problem. Right. And it was just because of the way that I was raised, even though I am in mental health, even though, check this out, my job is to assess someone when they come into my facility. I suggest he may have this, he may have that. I got a whole team. When it comes to my own blood, my own son, shut up, That's the first.
But you know what? That's common. Well, that's very common. I grew up. My mom, when I grew up, my mom was depressed. I think I called and told y'all guys about it before on the show about my mom being depressed. I grew up with some of the same symptoms as my daughter. Not as bad. I'm regulated with medications every day, because I need some medicine. I need some Wellbutrin. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Without my medicine, I'll be an ugly person.
Eat some bananas. You feel better.
Huh?
No. You
what are you talking
first of all,
about,
I wasn't even joking.
Eat some bananas.
No, listen, man.
No, I missed it. I'm sorry. I missed it.
He said, eat some bananas. You'll be better.
Eat some bananas. I'm telling. Can I tell you right now?
Yes, sir.
A doctor. First of all, bananas got a chemical in it that boosts your serotonin levels.
I didn't know that.
So like if you're sad all the time and you're depressed all the time, whatever, that's because you got low serotonin levels. There's a chemical imbalance.
Yes, sir.
So bananas.
You know what? I think that's true though.
Yes, it is.
Because my 3 little kids eat bananas all the time, and I tell you, they are the happiest little bastards I know. They run around here like I can correct them in love and spank them, and they're still like the happiest little jokers I know. But my 2 older kids, they are allergic to bananas. They can't eat them.
Right.
And my son, he's 8 years old, and he's been diagnosed with interpersonal disorder. He's the most narcissistic 8-year-old that you would ever want to meet. Woo, you have met your match when you meet my son.
Right.
But there's also look, and also try this. So the ones that's allergic to the bananas, and they acting up and they mean, or they sad all the time, or whatever. There's a powder.
We got no medicine.
There's a powdered mix, like a powdered drink that you can buy, whatever. It tastes like a milkshake. It tastes good. It works the same. It causes the same effect that the bananas does. So try that.
That's good information in addition to that medicine, but they have to have a strict routine. But I mean, I just want parents to know that some of this stuff starts in the home, and because we're not there to see it, this is what we get. We get little kids who can't win a Madden tournament, shooting up the mall. We got little kids stabbing girls because she said, "Oh no, I just want to be your friend," and it escalates. And I mean, I'm not taking away from white privilege, because we all know that white loophole exists. That's why the little white boy was able to get a gun to shoot up the mall in the first place, and that's why the little black boy needed a pencil, because he couldn't get no gun.
Well,
because he wasn't privileged to the white. I don't even know if they was.
Let me say this.
But
in the African American community, right? There's so much undiagnosed and untreated mental illness. The prisons are full. Let me tell you, I work with the population, veterans, etc. There is such a stigma in our community attached to mental illness because we don't think that it's a disease. We think that is a weakness. So if I catch cancer, I would never say you're weak. It's a disease that you need to be treated. That needs to be treated. That's the first thing. The second thing is when you're treating mental disorders, right? You have to try different medications, right? Maybe the Clozaril doesn't work. Maybe the Buspar. Maybe the Depakote. You have to try several different combinations with several different dosages, and it takes a long time to get that right. Now,
I went through that with my. I went through that with my daughters.
Here's how we do. Here's how we do.
My wife and her husband went through it with their son, with one of their sons. And it's just a trying experience.
Here's what we do in our community. You got the devil in you. Go pray and look. Stop.
I mean, growing up like that, my mom, like I said, my mom had issues. I had issues. I didn't know I had issues until shortly after I left the situation that I was in. I had lost a baby. I had recently got out of an abusive relationship, and I literally a year later had a nervous breakdown and had no idea why, because I told myself I got over that situation. This no longer bothered me, but my mental breakdown was because of that situation that was not dealt with, because I was strong. I was woman. Hear me roar. Dude, I was 16 years old, got beat up and lost a baby. That roared my ass. I needed help that I didn't get, and I ended up in a nut house for 2 weeks.
This is certainly a profitable conversation, Dan. We thank you for bringing this to the forefront. Love you, baby.
Yes. Please keep on listening, because we about to talk about some things. We appreciate you calling in.
Love you, baby.
All right, thank you, guys. Y'all have a good day.
See you tomorrow.
You too. Now, that's crazy.
Yeah,
now,
we can go a whole show just on that.
The funny thing about it, man, it's like, and you said this earlier, that a lot of times when it comes to mental illness and mental health issues, we embarrassed about it.
Absolutely,
we embarrassed about it.
Absolutely.
We, because we walk around with this pride thing. Look, let's take this call.
908.
908. State your name, where you calling from. You're on the Man Cave Morning Show. Turn your radio down in the back.
All right, thank you, guys. Y'all have a good day.
See you tomorrow. Now,
caller from the 908. Turn your radio down in the back.
Turn it down.
All right. Okay. State your name. Where you calling from?
Dorothy Bolton.
Hey, Doc, what's good?
What up, Doc? Speak on it.
Let's talk about it. You still hear that radio in the back.
D. Can you hear me?
It's down. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is Dorothy. What up, Woo and Norm?
What's going on, Mama? What's good?
I'm good. This subject is hitting home. I put it in the comment section that, first of all, we need to be aware of some of these medications. Some of these meds do make you worse. We need to resort to some natural remedies.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's why I mentioned and brought up like the bananas. Like, I wasn't even playing when I said that, because it's true. And that's one of the things that certain doctors and psychiatrists recommend when you're dealing with certain mental health issues, like depression and chemical imbalances that's caused by lack of serotonin. And the reason why I know, because I had a friend that dealt with that for years.
Yeah, well, I dealt with it myself. They even gave me something. I'm not a weak being, but it had me feeling like I wanted to hurt myself. I mean, I'm looking up at ceiling fans like, how would it feel to hurt myself? That was medically induced harmful thinking.
Now, let me...
so I stopped that, and just try to get my mind right. Anything just stressing me out, gotta go, period. That's bottom line. The other thing is, people, I think we underestimate the things that we see on TV. Like, they keep making these slavery movies.
Yes.
That's traumatic to see.
That's deep.
And depression, a lot of it is hereditary. Even when back in slavery, the sickle cell, lack of water and all that, those diseases were passed down generation to generation. How they were treated, passed down, caused depression generation and generation. Thus, the problem we have today, we're still seeing black men and women being shot on TV for no reason. A lot of kids are traumatized. A lot of adults are traumatized.
So this is indeed another profitable conversation. I want to thank that. Now let's go back to a point that she made. Pharmaceutical industry does indeed create and manufacture illnesses so that it can cure. That's the first thing. Second of all, there are medications that do disagree with our body chemistry, and I do, of course, encourage homeopathic remedies, right? So herbs and your environment and stuff like that. I think that it's a fork and not a knife, where you can have several different prongs, right? And there are indeed very harmful medications, but not all medications. The next issue she brought up was about trauma and stress. If you check out Dr. Joyce DeGruy-Leary, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, it's about how generationally African Americans are placed under stress, and those stressors cause us to crack psychologically. So this is also another conversation that's important for us to have. As a person that does suffer from depression, my mother is schizophrenic. I'm well aware of these things. Now, I was able to deal with my depression through therapy, just talking. Fortunately, medication, I was just on the verge to start taking meds, but my therapy turned the symptoms around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you have to investigate all things. I don't want to just say all medications are bad or the cure-all is medication. Right. No, you have to study, and we have to get this information out there to our people.
But you also have to be aware of like signs that you are dealing with some mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you know, they don't know how to recognize the signs and everything. And just for everybody listening right now, because we're having a deep conversation, if you are experiencing some type of issues, whatever, depression or whatever the case may be, there are hotlines out there that you can call. So we're going to give you a hotline number. All right, this is the National Alliance on Mental Health, mental illness. I'm sorry. The National Alliance of Mental Illness. The number is 1-800-950-6264. Again, that number is 1-800-950-6264. Yes, please. Just hit them up, whatever. They can help you with certain questions and certain issues you may be dealing with.
And the name of that website is info@nami.org. NAMI.org. Info@nami.org.
No doubt. No doubt. And I'm going to go right
and
now.
One more thing, Norman, I wanted to address. When kids act out in school, they're quick to suggest they put them on this medication and then they can get a Social Security check. And parents actually do it. And it causes negative effects in the long term. But, you know, not knowing, ignorance, or uneducated, whatever you want to call it, they put them on this medication so that it make it easier for the students and the teachers in school, but it causes long-term effects for the children. You know what I mean? They're not really dealing with the issue. They throw them on this medication. They're calmer in school for the teacher, but then it causes problems later. That needs to be addressed too. I think education is part of that resolution.
Dot, you so on point, because what a lot of people don't realize, this medication that they're giving these kids is not a cure. It's just a maintenance drug. It's just maintenance.
Exactly. It's a Band-Aid.
And it's temporary, very temporary. Yep. Thanks for addressing that. I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh, I would 1,000%. In particular, in our community, we are over-prescribed medication in the school systems, right? A disruptive behavior problem is not mental illness. And a lot of times what they do is they medicate our children because they don't know how they learn, they don't know how they react, they don't know the cultural, political milieus that black people grow up in. So what they want to do is medicate us, or it's a hustle to put them in special education. A part of special education is a diagnosis. A part of the diagnosis is a medication. The pharmaceutical industry makes billions and billions of dollars for over-medicating. So, Dot, you bring up another excellent, coherent, sentient point.
Absolutely.
The idea is that as parents, we have to become more involved with the behavior and the treatment of our children. Adverse behavior does not always denote mental illness. Black kids are rambunctious and we're visual. We like to talk, and a lot of times they like to medicate our kids, put them in special ed, and get paid for them.
No doubt. No doubt.
Exactly.
Dot, thanks for calling in.
Exactly.
You appreciate it.
Respect.
Now, all right, let's deal with some of these signs real quick, man. because some of the signs, a lot of people aren't aware of. You know what I'm saying? They could be walking around and exhibiting certain behavior or whatever and think they're normal and they're not.
Okay.
And they're actually dealing with something and they're going through it. So we're going to talk about real quick 9 signs of mental health issues, all right? And this is straight from Health Direct. All right, first sign.
Feeling anxious or worried. We all get worried or stressed from time to time, but anxiety could be a sign of mental health issue if it interferes all of the time.
And it's funny. I got people that are close to me. I'm not going to put them out there who that always say, well, I'm dealing with some type of anxiety or my anxiety kicked in or whatever. And before, you know, I'm looking at them like, what the heck is that? You know, like,
right.
What's that? I'm feeling anxious and this and this and that. And I see them break out into a panic attack or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow. So me learning more and more about this, I that's a mental health issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And certain people need to get help on how to maintain that and how to deal with that. Number 2.
Feeling depressed or unhappy. Have you noticed that your friend has lost interest in a hobby that you used to share? If they've also seemed sad or irritable for at least the past few weeks or more, lacking in motivation and energy, or are teary all the time, they might be dealing with depression.
That's a deep one.
Wow.
That's a deep one. Because you know why? That was me.
Me too.
That was me.
Me too.
I didn't want to do music no more. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do nothing with entertainment, this, that, and whatever like that. And I just felt as though, you know, I just needed a break. But it was more than that. You know, I got burnt out, you know what I'm saying? And for a minute, I went into my own little depression where I didn't want to be with nobody. I just stayed home. I just stayed in the bed. I just watched TV. I didn't even want to hear the radio. Somebody come around me with the radio, I'd be like, could you turn that off, please? I don't want to hear that. You know, somebody come around me with this, could you turn that off, please? I don't want to hear that, whatever. I was dealing with that for a minute, you know, and then a good friend of mine was like, hey, man, they pulled me back into this whole entertainment thing, like slowly but surely and whatever, and got me out of my little cubby hole I put myself in, whatever. And sometimes we got to recognize sometimes what that was, you know. And
so depression first showed up with me when my beloved grandmother died. I got depressed, dropped out of college, stopped doing anything, pulled the curtains back, stopped eating this, that, and the other. And it was like, you need the baby Jesus, and just pick yourself up by that. Looking back on it now, that was the first time that I spun out of depression. I've been depressed about 2 or 3 different other times. For me, therapy is what helped me to actually identify that there was something more than just I'm having a bad day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's very important.
No doubt, no doubt. 3, and we just talked about this.
Emotional outbursts. Everyone has different moods, but sudden and dramatic changes in mood, such as extreme distress or anger, can be symptoms of mental illness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number 4.
These are signs we need to
sleep
pay attention
problems. Generally, we need 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Persistent changes to a person's sleep patterns could be a symptom of mental illness. For example, insomnia could be a sign of anxiety or substance abuse. Sleeping too much also could indicate depression or of a sleeping disorder. Number 5. Weight or appetite changes. Many of us want to lose a few pounds, but some people fluctuating weight or rapid weight loss could be a warning sign of mental illness, such as depression or eating disorder or other mental health issues can impact your appetite and weight too.
No doubt. People don't realize that. You know, some people cope, you know what I'm saying, with little issues or problems they have in their life by eating. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they go through something or they sad about something, eating more, you know, like you said, or not eating. So that's true. Definitely true.
Number 6, quiet and withdrawn. We all need quiet time occasionally, but withdrawing from life, especially if this is a major change, could indicate a mental health issue. If a friend or loved one is regularly isolating themselves, they may have depression, bipolar, or a psychiatric disorder or another mental health issue. Refusing to join social activities may be a sign that they need help.
No doubt. No doubt.
Number 7, substance abuse. Are you worried a loved one is drinking too much? Using substances such as alcohol or drugs to cope can be a sign or contributor to mental health issues.
No doubt.
Number 8, feeling guilty or worthless. Thoughts like, I'm a failure, it's my fault, I'm worthless, are all possible signs of mental health issues such as depression. Your friend or loved one may need help if they're frequently criticizing or blaming themselves. When severe, a person may express a feeling of hurt or want to kill themselves. This feeling could be could mean the person is suicidal and urgent help is needed. Call 000 immediately.
Now, a lot of people don't know about that. Not 911.
I never knew that.
So 0000 for an ambulance immediately.
Wow. Number 9, and finally, a mental illness may start out as subtle changes to a person's feelings, thinking, or behavior. Ongoing and significant changes could be a sign that they are or are developing a mental health issue. If something doesn't seem quite right, it is important to start the conversation about getting help. You know what that sounds like to me? Every black person I know.
Man, come on, read that one again. Exactly.
No,
I'm with you.
I'm
rocking with you on that.
That sounds like every black person I know has 7 or 9 of those things.
Yep.
I swear to God, including me.
Yep.
Every black person I know.
But how many will admit it? How many will admit
I'm gonna go get high
that
and
some
go
of the
get drunk.
signs that we just read, you exhibit some of these signs?
Bruh.
How many in the chat or whatever platform you're listening to us on today will admit that you're dealing with some of these signs, right?
Okay.
How many will ever admit
Go ahead.
that they will go to a psychiatrist or a psychologist
Never.
for some help or a therapist?
Never. So check this out. It's called angry black woman syndrome, or you know how it is, son. I'm going through some things. Like we have an entire industry of denial in the black community. We are some sick people, including me, and we never admit, because to admit it is to say it's to be weakness. It's to say that we're weak, and it causes criminal behavior. It causes our family to splinter and shatter. And another thing, to my white brothers and sisters, when white people say, get over it, that's not happening, it's all good. When you have a problem and someone tells you, if I step on your foot and then say, why are you saying ouch? I'm not blaming white folk. You know what I mean? But a part of that is this whole national outcry that, you know, everything is fine. There's no racism, there's no depression, there's no this, there's no that. So when you're crying for help and people act like that this is your natural state of being, you know those black people are just naturally criminals. Look. They're so aggressive and this and that and the third. Bruh, that's every black person I know, bro. I'm just keeping it 100, man. Like check the chat, bro.
No doubt. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Loving the comments and the transparency. Demetrius said, well, I'm properly medicated and I have my favorite my favorites number on speed dial, number 5, so I guess okay. Barb said depression is very common amongst our people due to the simple fact that that are expected to conform to society's idea of what is normal or successful. This is due to a fractured community and culture not growing and thriving amongst their own. Shout out to Barbara. Let's clap up that one.
Let me go off on a little tangent before you go to the next one.
Go ahead.
Hey, Barb, let's look at the way our kids learn. Our kids do not learn, sit down at the desk, read something, look, and repeat it back and take the test. We're physical. We're visual. We're spherical. We want to see things in a complete 365-degree circumference, front, back, right? And what do? Stick us in. Shut up. Stop talking. Go to a straight line. And then we have these behavioral difficulties, and then they say that we got ADD, and then we get tracked to jail. And jail is what? A cottage industry in this country that the country makes money off of our bodies.
Yes, absolutely.
So come on, bro.
No doubt. Shout out to Dorothy. She said, people need to know. Oh, I love this one. People need to know that asking for help is a strength, not a weakness. People fear what others will think of them. I'm going to repeat that. People need to know that asking for help is a strength. It's not a weakness. It's a strength. Because you're strong enough to say, I need help. I acknowledge that I have a problem. I have an issue. I need your help. That's a strength.
People, learn these words.
Yes.
I need help. Learn these words. I love you. Learn these words. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah, man. These are strengths.
We never. That's a strength and not a weakness.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yes.
I got to clap that up
Yes.
again, Dot.
Yes.
True indeed.
No doubt.
True indeed. Got to invite Dot down to the show.
Yeah, Dot, you spitting a little too much knowledge.
Yeah,
here.
you
you need to be in that chair right over there.
No
That's
doubt.
for-
No
that's
doubt.
for
No
sure.
doubt. Wow. This is a deep one today.
Yeah, I thought we was gonna clown out today. You all deep and say depression, mental illness, schizophrenia, blah 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 blah. Like,
let me tell you, the Madden killer,
right?
Sparked this whole conversation.
Right.
The 14-year-old that stabbed the girl just because she rejected him, said, "I just want to be your friend."
Crazy.
That sparked this conversation. But they're just troubled kids.
Of course, and not criminals.
Yeah, they're not criminals. And
Chicago, black on black crime, black on black crime.
And they're not animals.
And they're not animals or thugs or terrorists. And they're not wilding.
You know what?
And they're not
bruh.
They're not addicts.
Bruh, I'm not going to take you out for no ice cream.
Okay,
I'm not going to take you out for no ice cream, bruh, if you keep on going on like
the
that.
white ball hits the black ball into the green earth. Racism, man.
You stupid. You stupid, man.
Okay.
Now,
all right.
Let's go into this a little bit, man.
Where are we going into?
Getting back what you've lost. Getting back what you lost. Some people, they lose love for someone.
Okay.
Some people lose the passion to pursue their dreams.
Yes.
Some people lose, careers. Some people lose, what I'm saying, the love from their kids.
Right.
All of this. How do you get some of these things back, man? And where we want to start with this, I'm gonna start with relationships.
Okay.
Right. How many people been in a relationship, right, that you wanted to work, but things change. Either you see that the person you with is treating you different,
right?
You don't feel the same love that you used to feel before, or whatever. Life just took over, and the energy, you used to put into your relationship,
right, to feeding the relationship.
Yeah, the feeding the relationship is just not there no more. How do you get some of these things back? And we was kind of talking about this yesterday.
Got very deep yesterday.
Yeah, we was talking about this yesterday, bro. It's
got very deep yesterday.
Why is it so hard for us to remember what it was that made love in the first place? Why is it so hard for us to remember all the things that initially made us attracted to this particular person? We never go back to the essence. And to me,
go ahead.
It's an easy thing to fix. If
Speak
you
on
think
it.
back to the essence,
Speak on it, bro.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's an
Speak on
easy
it.
thing to fix, man.
Speak on it.
Damn, you know what it was that why I fell in love with you? It's because the way you used to do such and such, and every time you did this and blah blah blah, it's the things you used to say to me. It's the way you used to make me feel. It's this, that. You got to go back to that essence, man. We never want to go back to the beginning, right? Sometimes we looking for all the answers every place else except from the beginning, what it was in the beginning.
Well, sir, thank you, because after you hit me in the head with this, I got in my truck and I cried all the way to my gig. I'm gonna keep it 100. Do you know what I started thinking about? I started thinking about seeing my daughter being born and being overwhelmed with love and joy. Fast forward to court and child support and anger and screaming and yelling, and how the hell did the person I love more than life itself gave me both of my kids and gave me a new outlook on life in terms of being compassionate and not being selfish and not because I got these kids.
Right.
That's the very same person that's across from the judge trying to kill me and I'm trying to kill her. What happened?
What got us to this point?
No, for real. And I want to be angry and I want to be bitter and it's her fault. Bruh, because of you joker, I had to really think about that yesterday, bruh. With tears in my eyes. I love this person. Now we no longer together, But how could my best friend become my worst enemy? And what role did I play in that? Because if I don't get a grip on that, I'm not going to be successful in another relationship that I'm looking for. And you make me sick. You was like, hey, Woo, why don't you stop looking and get with God? But that's another conversation for tomorrow. Back to what you were saying. Bruh, what role did I play in that? What accountability and responsibility? I got so caught up in my role as a provider that I did not take care of the emotional needs of my wife. Holy shit, I said it. Oh my God. Who am I talking to and about?
Did you admit it? You just admitted that?
Holy shit.
Oh. Woo. Guess what, bro? You're growing up.
I hate you. You so much you hard. Blah, 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 blah. Like, yo, I did not. Okay, check this out, man. Check this out, man. If you want a woman, you gotta pay attention. And you got to recognize that emotionally they're different from us. They were quiet. I was like, shut up, be quiet. Because in my mind, I'm like, if you don't think like me, it doesn't matter. I think like a man. Women are emotional. And if you don't deal with them emotions, baseball bat through your car. No, let me stop. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I'm just
enough
saying,
about me.
The hardest thing for most of us to do,
men,
with a failing relationship, is it to admit the wrong that we played into it, to admit our faults, right? Because you know why? Because we right all the time. I'm right all the time. You right all the time, bro.
I'm strong and I'm right.
You don't want to see the role that you're playing into a situation not working out. You don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because we too busy like this. We go like this all the time, right? You, and you're not. Instead of saying, damn, you know what? I was acting this way. You know what?
Right.
I was harsh with my words.
Yes.
You know what?
Yes. Yep.
Maybe I shouldn't have did these particular things that I did. You know? Maybe I did withdraw a little bit.
Oh God, shut up.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, because my thing is, once you start having a self-check, you know, and you really start looking in the mirror and be like, oh damn, I did do that. Oh damn, I did say that. That's when you can start fixing the problem. And that's when you can head off that situation ever happening again in your next relationship.
Right.
If you're not able to fix the one you're in.
The current one.
You know what I'm saying? And these are the things when you start doing a self-evaluation, and a lot of us are so egotistical and have so much damn pride where you can't even see yourself doing a self-evaluation. Sometimes evaluate yourself. Evaluate the things that you do.
Wow. Women, you too.
All right.
All of us, not just us on the man cave.
Yeah. Sometimes we need that self-check. You know, and stop being so arrogant and your chest puffed out. Where you don't realize that it's because of you as well why things are not going the way they should be going.
It's the strumpet. That's not me.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Let's read some comments from the chat. Shout out to Daryl D. Mac McDaniel. Shout out to let's go back to Dee Dee. Yes. We have to take responsibility for the part we played. Exactly. Phyllis Woodbury say, Woo, I'm proud of you for admitting that. Yeah.
Shut up, Phyllis. You shut up.
Shout out to D Forte on the check-in.
Thank you.
And let's see here. Dorothy Bolton says most people want. Hold on. Dorothy said most people want
to be right instead of being happy.
Yeah, the thing keep jumping. That's why. I was on. Yeah, keep jumping because the comments keep.
The comments coming
in. Shout out to Daryl D Mac. He said at one point, Norm. Daryl D Mac said people hate to admit being wrong, hate to be or appear vulnerable. This is true. Hey D. DT said don't be a fool for someone soul if you can't be a fool for your own soul. Wow, that's deep. I actually get what you're saying, bro. I get it. Dorothy says some people can't handle stress and the person closest to you catches it. You know what?
That's very true.
The other day,
that's very, very, very true.
Let me tell you, the other day I was just pissed off, so it had nothing to do with my wife at all, right?
Right.
And so my whole mood dropped because of something that went on.
Right.
You know, didn't have nothing to do, with personal. It was business related, whatever. So my mood dropped and it changed, and she felt it. And those around me kind of felt it, And I was pretending to be in a good mood. You know how you can see when somebody's pretending to be in a good mood and like pretending everything's okay, whatever, when it's really not. And I had to walk around and deal with that all day, right? And then I realized, I said, yo, I got to shake this off. Right. So I went to my corner, and this is real talk. This is what I did. I went to my corner, I went to the bathroom, closed the door, locked it, prayed real quick. I said,
yes.
I said, Lord,
yep. Give it up.
Forgive me for all my sins and all my sins I committed unknowingly, Lord.
Right.
Please help me through this day,
That's
God.
Right.
Bless my family, bless my friends, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, help me with this, help me with that, blah, 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 blah. And just keep me in a joyous mood.
Yes.
And I said, amen. Walked out that bathroom. I was a different person. I felt better because I didn't want to put that weight of what I was dealing with on someone that did nothing to me.
Indeed.
And that is there just to help me and be my friend and be my love and all of that. I didn't want to put that on her. You know what I'm saying? So what I was dealing with, so it's all about, I'm telling you, it's all about just really checking yourself sometimes.
Men.
Yeah.
Let me help you out here, men. Let me help you out here, man. I'm going to have to get on us for a second. Everyone knows what you have to do to keep a flower alive. Everyone knows. You have to be attentive to it. You have to flower it. You have to water it. So, if you come back a week later and the flower is dead, you don't yell at the flower, but we as men, we yell at women, don't we? Let's be 100. Because we're not watering and giving the correct intention and energy to the flower, and then we blame them when the relationship dies. Oh, okay. And then I blame her when the relationship dies. Do you know that people always make fun of, what time you coming on the air? I was so late. Let me tell you something about us. Little news flash. If it's not right, we don't go on.
True indeed.
Everybody like, it's CP time. You don't care. You're trying to get a deal, and you don't care about blah blah blah. Bruh, when we be producing the show, if the and people want to say, why is the show so good? The amount of time that we cultivate before the show, after the show, during the show, if it's not lined up, we don't go on. Right? But when it comes to my relationships, in my relationship with my woman, I don't got time for that. You too emotional. You're this and you're that. Bruh, I gotta tell you that I'm so guilty of that. And now that I'm by myself reflecting, because when I'm messed up, unless I'm schizophrenic, it's just me. Unless I'm hearing voices in my head, now you know what I regret? That I didn't spend that time doing that when I had a woman. You dig what I'm saying? Now I'm like, well, I'm ready for a woman now. Look, men, we got to keep it 100. Women require attention, and it's not always a bad thing. I always scream and yell at, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be a dummy tomorrow, trust me.
Right.
But to keep it 100, we pay more attention to our job, our dog, our car, our computers. We pay more attention to our shit and our cell phones and our abs and everything else than we do to the woman that gave us everything.
And women are guilty of that too.
Absolutely.
Especially today's
Absolutely.
women.
Absolutely.
When you talk about, one thing I noticed, think about this, people. We're going to have some real talk, man.
Let's get it.
Some real talk. You ever notice how things change once you realize you got what you've been chasing?
Yes, of course.
Once you realize you got what you've been chasing, things change. You don't do this as much anymore. You don't do this as much anymore. You don't do this as much anymore. You don't say this as much as you used to say this or whatever like that. You know why? Because I got it. Chase is no longer going on. I know I'm going to wake up to you in the morning. You know you're going to wake up to me.
This is for you, women. I
don't have to put in as much effort as I used to. And this is what
Let's get to the women now.
This is what starts.
Let's start talking to women now.
Problem. This is where things start deteriorating. Because you know I don't have to put in the effort as much as I used to.
Man, what are you talking about?
This
man?
I don't have to put in the effort for that.
What are you talking about?
I don't have to compliment like I used to all the time. I don't have to rub the back like I used to all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know,
you was the most beautiful thing I ever seen. All I see now is the headscarf, your handkerchief around your head every day.
With anything,
every day. That's all I see now.
With your job, with your job, with your relationship, with your children. Once you start putting in the effort to maintain whatever, what happens?
Selah.
It deteriorates. It falls apart. You don't put in the effort to maintain your car.
Oh my God!
Your car starts stalling. It falls apart. Right? Right? I'm just saying. You don't put in the effort that you used to at your job. Your boss starts noticing it. Your supervisor starts noticing it. Eventually, you may lose that job because you stop putting in the effort that you put in where? In the beginning. Right?
Tell me your woman does everything that she used to do to keep you. Go ahead and lie. Go ahead and tell me that when you and your woman were courting, your woman you'll be all right. You're just spoiled. You're just this, you're just that. An idiot knows if you don't change the oil on a car, the engine going to seize. But yet with women, it gets less and less and less, and they call us spoiled and egotistical and this and that and the third. But when a woman does not put the effort in, and we're not going to necessarily talk, we're going to do. We're not going to. We're going to do, and what do? You feel what I'm saying? Why? Let's get on a woman now. Why don't you spend the same and put the same like? I used to get back rubs and blowjobs. I used to get food. I used to go to the baseball. No, I'm not gonna give you 100.
Right.
All that stuff I used to do. Right. What I get now? Nothing. And a single guy likes me, I make fun of y'all a lot. I know what you ain't getting.
So,
you know what I'm saying? No,
so let's say
this.
Can we say this all together? Go back to your beginning efforts. Let's say it. Say it with me, Woo.
Go back to your beginning efforts.
Absolutely. What you used to do in the beginning, go back to it. Everybody. Whether it's your love for your passion, because some of you stop doing what you love to do. You lost the passion for it. But you miss it. Go back to your beginning efforts that you put into it.
And do me a favor. Do something about your boredom. I'm going to say that again. Boredom is not an excuse to leave. Make an effort to not be bored. You know what I can't stand? A sister that got a good man, but he's boring. Because why? Because he's always working. You not taking no stress off him. He's got to work. So then you stop doing what you you're used to, what you guys were used to doing, and then what do? You'll step out, ladies, and give it to the next man that's not protecting, not defending, not providing, and not loving you. Just a complete idiot. And then you call a radio show and get mad because I'll blow your heads off with that foolishness. When you got a good man there, but you're just bored. Instead of talking to him, right, you pull yourself away, you withhold your sexuality, you do this and you do that, right? Now what do? You give your good to somebody that ain't even got a car or a job. Then the good man gets bitter.
Yep.
If the relationship, Dr. D, Danielle Spencer. If the relationship starts off superficial, won't it end that way? We have to value more than he or she buys me things or is good in bed, dresses nicely, etc. We must value the things that are unseen.
Speak,
how
Dr.
he
D.
talks to you, willingness to settle arguments without oh my God, without fighting, ability to comment to anything or anyone other than video games, and not having an inferiority complex.
Speak on it.
Just be okay with being vulnerable. We gotta cut this up. We gotta no. We're not going. We're going late today. She said, not having an inferiority complex. Tell me how many men have inferiority complex? Most of us.
Yes.
That's why we do the dumb shit we do.
Yes. Demetrius said, yes, we as women love attention, but we as women must also remember that Our significant others deserve that same attention and appreciation.
Woo-wee.
True indeed. Clap that up. That's what I'm talking about.
You're all right. You'll be fine.
Yes. And Anthony Williams said, never stop pursuing your mate. Never stop pursuing. I know you said start, but it's pursuing your mate. Dewana Randolph said, just came out of a 4-year dead-end relationship. Over and I'm done. Dead end. What made it a dead-end relationship, Dewana? Call in or put it in the chat. We want to know what made it a dead-end relationship for you.
I want to know what role you played in a dead-end relationship. What role did you play?
Dorothy said, let's talk about egos. A real problem on both parts, especially men. Egos. Yes. Egos. Wait a minute. Egos with us, pride with y'all, though.
Speak on it.
Egos with us, pride with y'all.
Go ahead, Dawood. Go ahead, Dawood.
I'm just saying. Because sometimes y'all got too much pride. And too much of anything is not good for you. That's all I'm saying, ladies. Come on.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree with that. Because a lot of women is like, everything will be good if you just do what I say. A lot of black women got that syndrome. Now, insofar as the black man's ego and how sensitive it is, we lose our life over being too sensitive and having too much ego. But the strong, black, angry woman that I'm attracted to does have a problem with pride and admitting mistakes. I am not your son. I am your equal. Let me say that again. When you feminists are out here trying to outmen me, what you then do is think that you are superior to me. You are not superior to me. You're my equal. And if you're my equal, that means that you have to take accountability. You can't play a victim. What these women do is they want to be the man and they want to play victim at the same time. The relationship is bad. What are you doing about it? But you know in your heart, you're not doing everything you need to do. You know why? Because you on to the next man. Why? Because that sucker tells you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear. I'm your man. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear because I love you. But you don't want to hear that though, do you? Because of your ego and your pride, and you drive a foreign and you're a big boss and everybody tells you what to do and people want to F you and all this other stuff. That's an issue. I'm getting emotional now.
Bruh, you going back to what we used to talk about when it comes to emasculating us. You hitting another topic, bruh. And if we gonna go there, that's a whole other show. Come on.
I could talk about emasculation for all day.
You basically just did.
Bruh.
Women, you are not the man in your relationship.
Goodbye. Show over.
Ladies, and
I
love y'all.
Show over. You're not.
You're not the man in the relationship. That's the whole thing. Everybody got a lane, and you got to go back to this, man. Everybody got a lane to drive in. I'm a man. I can't drive in the woman's lane. I can't drive in your lane.
And anytime I see a woman acting like a man, I'm out. Because guess what? I'm the man and you the woman.
Come on,
and if you catch me acting like a woman, you supposed to be out too. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Now. And that's it, bruh.
Oh my God.
Really
These strong, independent women that I love, it's a consequence for me loving women like you.
See, the whole thing is, listen, let me say this. You can still be a strong woman, right? And be soft at the same time.
And not a man. Be a strong woman, not a strong man.
Be a strong woman and be soft at the same time.
Get it right.
Some of you women just need to learn how to balance that. That's all I'm saying. Learn how to balance that.
Absolutely.
You know, your strength and your softness. There's an art into balancing that. You know what I'm saying? And just like you expect us to be the strong man and all this or whatever, we have to learn how to balance our compassion. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
We have to.
Okay, we have to learn on us too.
We have to learn how to balance our compassion and understanding when it comes to your emotional needs and just listening to you.
But we think compassion is weakness. We think compassion is weakness. We do.
But no.
And
but
we
listen,
steamroll people.
Listen, having some type of compassion will keep the relationship going, bro. You got to have compassion to maintain that relationship. You know.
Now you tell me now that I'm single. Now you tell me.
No, but where our problem lies. See, I'm being transparent. Is we need to develop better understanding skills. You know, better listening skills. Agreed.
You
know.
Yep.
There's no point in listening if you're not comprehending what you're trying to say. You know what I'm saying? So we got to learn to listen better.
We don't listen.
And we got to learn how to comprehend.
We don't comprehend.
Because a lot of times when y'all talk, because you know sometimes y'all voices irritate us. I'm just being honest.
Please take that into account.
It's a scientific fact.
Physiologically, physically, the tone of your voice aggravates me.
Right?
That's a fact.
So a lot of times we let
watch your tone.
A lot of what y'all say go from here.
Because when they hit you with that tone, we just click off. Boom.
But what we have to learn how to do as men is once you start going here with it, we need to take it in here, process it, and then we need to take it down here, and then it needs to come out the other ear. You know what I'm saying? We need to absorb it a little bit more so we properly comprehend what you're trying to say. Because the biggest problem with relationships deteriorating, right, is miscommunication.
Oh my God.
And no communication.
Lack of.
Those two things. Miscommunication, not properly understanding you, and then lack of communication. So I'm just saying these are things we need to work on too as men.
I think that the law of cause and effect is prevalent, and I think that I'm getting everything that I get because as a formerly arrogant person that like to hear myself talk, now I'll be meeting women that all they want to do is hear their self-talk. And I'll be like, well, I had a conversation with a friend the other day, wanted to run something past me. 25 minutes straight of talking. And at the end, the person was like, are you here? I was like, yes. You know what I mean? It wasn't a conversation. It was just soliloquy. And I have to recognize that because I was guilty of that in my past, it's now coming back to me. A lot of times, man, some people, they just want to hear themselves talk or they just want to vent. That's not a conversation.
Right.
Conversations means that you listen, you internalize, and then you reply.
Right.
But I'm so busy trying to think about what the next thing I want to say to make Norm look stupid that I'm not listening.
And that's the thing. You know, sometimes, you know, like an argument, sometimes people won't quit an argument until they say the point that they feel they're right in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to just keep this argument going until he realizes I'm right. And I've seen that. They would keep an argument going just to be like, see, I'm right. What I'm saying is right. No, sometimes you both need to fall back, right? And really try to understand what each other is really saying. You know, and if you fall back in a calm manner instead of being aggressive and wanting to be right all the time, a lot of times that's the biggest problem. Just wanting to be right all the time. Everybody can't be right all the time. I'm sorry. I can't be right all the time, bro. She can't be right all the time.
What if you have two equal opposing opinions? Ladies, let me say that again. What if your man sees it this way and you see it that way? Can you be like, all right, no, you really can't. No, because the idea is, will we be having an argument if I agree with you? Ask yourself that question. The next time you get into an argument with your man or your woman, ask yourself, if the person would just agree with you, would it be an argument? That's ego. You can have the reason that we get in trouble with women all the time, right? And we always have these arguments and fights on the panel and the phone calls is because I don't understand that my truth is as valuable as yours, and your truth is not mine, it's subjective. What we need to do is stop getting out of the subjective and get into truths that really exist, like love is real. Ain't no question about that, Norm. Compassion is real, well, whatever. But we into our opinion. We into listening to ourselves talking and making ourselves feel good. So that by you not agreeing with me, that means you don't make me feel good. That's a boom. That's an opinion. I'm talking about truth. Marriage, that's supposed to be a truth, not a feeling or an opinion. And if you're dealing with the truth, you don't throw it away when it messes up.
Yeah. And you know what, man? Sometimes, you know what will shut down an argument or whatever? Sometimes you have to remember when you're going through your worst moments in your relationship, you have to remember and just remind yourself This is why I love this person. This is why I chose this person. You know what I'm saying? This is what made me say I'm gonna be with this person for the rest of my life. Let me go back again, and we going back to that.
Go ahead.
Let me go back to what? Get back what we've lost. Because that's what the topic is right now. Getting back what we've lost or whatever. And again, we have to remind ourselves, what it was, man. Like, damn, it was the way, she used to always think about me. She knew I was hungry. She knew I was this. She cared about my needs. She cared about, what was best for me. And she always listened to me. Whenever you start thinking about the essence of what it was, you know what you need to do to get it. And that's what I'm saying. And that's only if you value your relationship. That's only if you really want the relationship and you respect the relationship that you have. You know what I'm saying? When you don't work towards getting back what you've lost, that means you really don't want it anymore.
And only if you are not self-centered. Only if you are putting energy into the happiness of another person. That's what a relationship is. That's why you're not by yourself jerking off like me. You have to put energy. I know, but I know it's people don't put others first. If your woman is putting you first, you putting her first, it's going to work. Now, very great relationship that I had that it actually ended because the person was self-absorbed, like spiritually turned me around. Outstanding sex, outstanding intellectual conversation. Didn't mind that I screamed and yelled and said F you and all this other stuff. Right. Everything. But what happened was she could not accept that intellectually I was either equal in this regard or superior. As long as the balance of power was like this, right? Because I'm nursing Dawood back to health because he's injured and he's bitter, and we all know that. But what happens to Dawood when he's on full strength? Oh, I don't like him, and I don't this, and I don't that. Why? Because it wasn't an equal.
It was a shift.
It was a power shift.
Yeah.
And instead of her saying, okay, in this case, it's going to go in his favor. No. Just do what I say. She would literally ignore me when I said things. Now, what did it do? It made me think about when I ignored my ex-wife.
Bang. Dewana Randolph came back in reference to about her dead in relationship.
Yep.
She said it was dead. It was dead end because he wasn't putting in the what? Effort to move forward to accomplish stability. Bang. Wasn't putting in the effort.
You so bad we read your shit together.
Now, some people, and especially women, when it comes to us men, all they want to know is we're putting in a little what? Effort.
Yes.
To make it work, or to appreciate them, or put in a little effort when it comes to attention. Put in a little effort to spend some quality time. Put in a little effort, to listen to their grievances and their problems and everything. Just a little bit of effort. Once you stop again putting in the effort, you might as well say a slow goodbye to your relationship.
Enough
Peace
of
out.
this. Enough of this pink and soft and lovely. Women, let me tell you how a man feels when we feel like you're not putting effort into us. Cause this is the man cave.
Oh, I love Dee Dee Graham right now.
What'd she say?
Dee Dee said, "Men shall lead. He is king." Yes, but
totally agree.
Tell most of these strong black women that. How about?
Let me tell you something.
I don't think so.
You want to go there?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because they see leading as they see the word leading as controlling. I'm not going to allow you to control me.
Sweet day.
She didn't say that. Said men shall lead. Lead is a bit difference between leading
and controlling.
Let's talk about it. You don't want to hear that, do y'all?
Again, for the millionth time.
Learn the difference between somebody leading and controlling.
Does the foot yell at the head and say, I'm not the head? We are a body, and it's just what it is. This is where the brain is and stuff like that.
But the head gives the signal for the foot to what? Move.
Absolutely.
The head gives the signal for the foot and the leg to move. And see this, man.
And I'm going to tell you something else, brothers, because we're going a little long. Fine. I'm going to tell you something else. Let me be completely transparent. If you desire to be in a relationship with a strong black woman, there is a cost involved in that. Let me say it again. I don't give a care what woman don't like what I have to say. If you are with a strong black woman, you have to be restorative. You have to understand that there's something that you have that you need to give to her that she may not even want for herself. She may not even realize where she's lacking. You try to approach a strong black woman and say, baby, you got a flaw that we need to address. Oh, you're so sexist. Oh, you start running your mouth. Right? Because some of you are interested in is hearing what you want to hear. You're not a man, so you require the male component just like I require the female component. The point and the problem comes in is when I have to address a fault in you that you need to be, but you don't want to do that. But you correct us all day. Norm, are you wearing that tie? How long did it take you to get there? How come you wore this? Women will micromanage your ass out of existence. If you say to a woman, hey, babe, you could have handled that a little better, babe. Hey, babe, why don't you calm down a little bit? But see what happened to your black ass.
Now look, I'm going to throw this at you, right? Is that them micromanaging us? Or is that their way of just showing that they care? Just like we compared.
Both.
Learn the difference between leading and controlling when it comes to us. So a lot of times, you know, we can see it as, hey, she ain't my mother. Trying to micromanage me, telling me this, that, whatever like that. Or is that their way of just showing I care about you? So fix your damn tie.
No.
I care about you. Your hat's crooked, Will.
You're right. But we may complain about it, but we accept it as men. I got to go ahead with the on the other side. When I give you a perfect example. You and your lady, you at the job, right, to go pick up something for your wife. The wife and the lady have an argument. Your wife is wrong. Straight up. And your wife and she comes and go, right, baby? Right and all that? What happens when you got to be like, honey? Why do I even got to say, Why do I even got to pause and say, nah, babe, you was wrong? We immediately put the brakes on. Let me see how I could say this, and let me see how I could do this. And of course, we need to be sensitive. A black woman that loves you, she ain't putting no break. Look, fool, you better get in church. You better do this. You better do that. But you got to be like, well, that's what I'm talking about. This inability for them to hear at times correction because they think that is being controlling. Because after all, they have to control, not you.
Let me tell you one thing I could say is equal situation. No man wants to feel that his woman don't care about him. And no woman wants to feel that her man don't care about her. So here's an easy fix to all of this. Real simple.
Okay.
Show, act, and prove that you care. Simple. Relationship fix. We out of here. So we want to thank everybody for joining us on the Man Cave Morning Show. Act like you care, people, and show it and prove it.
We gotta have a part 2. Show, act, and prove. Put that in for
show,
tomorrow.
Act, and prove. Once you stop caring, there's problems.
You hurt my feelings, Norm.
It's okay.
Tough love, Norm.
It's gonna be all right. Yo, man. Yo.
Oh, pray to the sweet baby Jesus.
Lord.
You're healing.
Y'all know this show is never about us.
It's always about you.
Because you are the next best kept secret. Yo, I love y'all. I ain't gonna front, man. I love y'all. We out of here. We gonna see y'all tomorrow morning, man.
You know this show good as hell.
The Man Cave Morning Show.
You know this show good as hell.
With your boy Will and Storm Norm.
You know this shit is good as hell. Any morning show. Put us up. Bang, bang.
My dude. We out.
Bye.
Peace. I like that.
And you're on BKS1 Radio.
It's your girl Chanel, BKS1 Radio, and I'm here with the beautiful Garcelle Bouvet.
I'm paying you later.
Hey, I'm the queen of comedy, Samore, and right now you're rocking with BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio Network. I'm here with the amazing Miss Tasha Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for coming out.
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
Hello, Denise Boutte. Hey, what's up? Shout out to BKS1 Radio. See you soon.
Brick City's finest, J.D. Williams. I'm in the Savage Podcast Studio, chilling at BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio. I'm here with the legendary Mr. Dick Gregory. How you doing today, sir?
Fantastic, brother, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Jamie Foxx, BKS1 Radio. What's going on with you?
Storming on. This is George Dr. Funkenstein Clinton for BKS1 Radio. They be doing the dog, y'all.
Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.